Hello guys, Dusty here with another YouTube pickup video, and yes, this is a continuation to the last video, the crazy 24 hours, and this 24 hours has actually been no exception. It's just been crazy. We have a ton of pickups. We actually have enough pickups from just today to do an entirely new pickup video that you should be able to expect in about 2 days. So, yeah, let's get started with kind of prefacing, this for those of you guys who didn't see the last video. And if you didn't see the last video, I would recommend go checking it out. It's a previous video to this one on my channel. But yes, we went to the Goodwill, and it had just been a crazy day. We had found in the morning of that day Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, which is kind of pretty cool. Anyhow, it's $2. But we talked a little bit more about that in the last video. Now we're going to talk about stuff in this video. So I picked that up in the morning, right? About 12 o'clock in the morning. Well, morning, afternoon, kind of that thing. And then at 4 o'clock-ish, more like 3:50, I was about to go to work because I worked at 4, right? And I figured, I have 10 minutes. I might as well stop at the Goodwill. And that was one of the best decisions I ever made in my life, guys. Not necessarily because of a video game pickup, but because of just some random other stuff. So I'm going to kind of talk about that a little bit. I know it's not video gamey, but there's a video game that I picked up from there, but it's anticlimactic, so just bear with me. So I'd walked into the Goodwill, it's 10 minutes before I have to be at work, less than 10 minutes at that point, but walk in, I go the different route through the Goodwill, because I always take, a specific route through the Goodwill. I go look at the glass case, just kind of glance at everything first, and then I kind of analyze them as I make my way out of the store. But yeah, I just glanced at the glass case. There wasn't really anything in the glass case. Then I ran over to the kind of middle of the place where they put the general merchandise stuff, and I actually saw a Auric. I can't remember the model number of the vacuum, but it's like the model above my Auric, like 70s ugly green color vacuum. But yeah, I freaking love Aurics too, because they're all right with my allergies, and they're incredibly light, easy to store, that kind of thing. So it was $10, which is like $160, $170 vacuum. $10? Why the heck not, right? So now I have that in my trunk still. So I have that in one arm, right? So that's a 10-pound vacuum, which, well, probably less than 10 pounds, but those things are darn light. But I walk over to where they keep, like, the electronics, right? And, guys, I saw probably the best deal I have ever gotten on anything in my life. There was, right there, a freaking Sansui AU717 amplifier. Now, if you know vintage amplifiers, that's the one you want to get. That is the one. It usually goes around, if you restore it, which is basically repairing the caps, replacing the caps and stuff like that, it'll end up going for around $600 to $700 on eBay. Got that baby for $5. Oh man, that was freaking crazy. And that's going to be in my hi-fi tour, so go ahead and check that out if you like, antiquated musical equipment. But if you don't, then don't watch it, because that's all that's really going to be there. But anyway, we're talking about the video games in this video. Yeah, I know, 3 minutes in, we're finally going to start talking about the video games. But yeah, I walked over to the game shelf, and I suppose I forgot something too. They had a stack of records that just came out. I looked through them all, and there was nothing in there. And keep in mind, okay, guys, this is like a 45-pound amplifier. So I've got this 45-pound amplifier in one hand, this 10-pound vacuum in my other arm, like sifting through records like this. And then, I go over to the game shelf, and I feel like this must have been picked through sometime between when I was there in the morning and when I was there then, because all I found on the game shelf, well, where they keep the DVDs and stuff, and sometimes have games if you're lucky, I found Toy Story 2 for the Nintendo 64. So yeah, somebody must have taken all the good games, and I was left with Toy Story 2, but I figured I might as well just tell you about that whole excursion to the Goodwill. Now we're just going to be basically talking entirely about video games. So, I brought this up to the counter, and one of the counters was closed, so I went over to the opposite side of the store, the other counter, and that one had 2 closed signs on it. So I was like, oh. And keep in mind, carrying this cartridge, 40-pound amplifier, balancing this cartridge on this 40-pound amplifier, and this 10-pound vacuum in my arms. And I finally flagged down one of the people who worked at the Goodwill to check my stuff out. Yeah, and then I was a little bit late for work. But yeah, I don't care. I have a $600 amplifier now, and like I have Toy Story 2. That's a real gem of the day, I suppose. So that's gonna go with the N64 games right there. That's gonna go with the N64 games. Yeah, there's no wonder that it's actually like an amazing thing how like none of my video games are like crushed because of how clumsy I am. But anyway, so next up, the next day I went to the pawn shop early in the morning and didn't find anything, so I ended up going like 2 or 3 o'clock again. So you know, not exactly 24 hours, but pretty close, like 26 hours ish, and I found a bunch of freaking games. Like a bunch of freaking games. For different consoles too. So for starters, I found for $7, we got Ratchet and Clank, the trilogy kind of thing, I think. I think it's a trilogy. But yeah, Ratchet and Clank. Gotta love Ratchet and Clank for all of $7, and I think this is like a $15 game, so I figured go ahead and pick it up because I do want to play all the Ratchet and Clank games. They seem to be right up my alley. So, yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and put that. Oh, my back is going to just die by doing that. But anyway, we also found some Wii games for $7, and not crappy ones, which is an incredibly rare fate. We managed to find Kirby's Dream Collection, which I actually already have this exact same version and everything of Dream Collection, so I will be getting rid of that, and it's like a $35 game, got it for $7. How can you say no to that, right? And then we got, we managed to find this. Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, but not only Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, we found the non box set version. So yeah, I have, this is my version that I had from, well, actually, the one that I got with my box set got stolen, so I had to scour eBay for one from the box set, and now I have the one that is not from the box set. So yeah, and you can kind of tell the difference because the non-box set one has this on it, where that one, the non-one doesn't, and then it also has a different UPC, and the box set one says not for resale. But anyway, that should be left for an episode of variants. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put this one on the shelf. And this one's just going to be sitting in my box set, so I can go ahead and have that up there complete. We should call this, instead of Dusty Pickups, Dusty Knocks Stuff Over. That'll go over there for later. But anyway, oh, by the way, they're both, like, complete and in fantastic condition. Like, and they both have the soundtracks with them. I should probably show you that. That one has its soundtrack, and where did I put Kirby? Kirby has its soundtrack. So yeah, awesome. And manual, too. They both have the manuals. But anyway, then I also found, with those, PS2 games. So yeah, and more PS2 games than they had out there before. Because they just put out a bunch of PS2 games. And these are quality freaking titles. So for starters, we got another copy of Final Fantasy X for $2. These were all $2 besides one. But I'll talk about that in a little bit. Yeah, this was $2, Final Fantasy X, and it's complete and in good shape. So I figured might as well grab that just in case, you know, this becomes a $1 billion game again and I can go buy a Zebra or something like that. I don't know, maybe buy that Nintendo World Championships that I don't really want to have the liability of having around because somebody would, like, you know, come and steal it from me, and that wouldn't be very nice. So, yeah, which is why I usually don't collect incredibly expensive games. But anyway, next up we have another game, Marvel Nemesis Rise of the Imperfects. I picked this up because, I don't know, I looked it up and it looked alright, so, and I didn't have it before, so finding a PlayStation 2 game that I didn't have before is kind of an amazing thing in and of itself. So yeah, awesome. Next up, we got another PS2 game that I didn't have before. We got Dragon Ball Z Infinite World, which does not have the manual, but it has the game. This one game only definitely, you know, immediately goes for $10 on eBay, so why not? The disc isn't in great shape, but I have a resurfacing machine now, so that doesn't really matter too much. So yeah, awesome. And then I'll just put these right here for now. Next up, we got another game that I didn't have before. We got Devil May Cry 3, Dante's Awakening. So now I only need Devil May Cry 2 because I have 1 and 3. So, or I could get the set up on the PlayStation 3. But, you know, you gotta love the white hair. Anyway, then next up, we found probably what is the most common freaking game in the world, Gauntlet Dark Legacy. I mean, seriously, I come across this thing all the time. I can't throw a rock without it hitting Gauntlet Dark Legacy. But yeah, apparently this is rare and expensive and stuff like that. I highly doubt that. But yeah, $2. Figured why the heck not. And then this next game, though, this next game must have been marked when they were putting out the games for $6.99, and they accidentally, like, you know, screwed up the marking and stuff. So I ended up paying $6.99 for this, and I have no problem with that because this game is definitely worth $6.99. And that is Sky Gunner. Yeah, Sky freaking Gunner on the PlayStation 2. It's an Atlas game. It's supposed to be awesome. And I freaking love dogfighting games, and I think that's kind of what this is. It does have a little bit of, you know, caseware, because, you know, this, like, the case protruded from the top a little bit. Like, the art protruded from the top a little bit, so it did get worn down. But other than that, it's in good shape. Has the manual in good shape. The disc is in very good shape. So, despite being a vintage stock, copy from Montana, apparently, or Missouri. Which one? Which one's MO? I can't remember. But anyway, yeah, I got freaking Sky Gunner for $7. And yeah, I figure they must have accidentally, you know, screwed up the marking, because this one says it was dated 8/9, and this one is dated 8/16, and the rest of the ones that are $1.99 were dated 8/16. So yeah, Sky Gunner, awesome. Happy to have this. And that is one game crossed off for my complete Atlas collection that I plan to have someday. And since a lot of Atlas games just happen to be expensive, that's going to be kind of interesting. But hey, at least I already have this one, so, yeah. Okay, and then next up, that was the end of the 24 hours of awesomeness. So the next day after that, didn't really find much besides stuff at the Iowa Falls Goodwill. And the stuff at the Iowa Falls Goodwill that I found were DS games. Yeah, I found some good DS games at the Goodwill there. And each of these are $2.39. They always price their stuff $2.39. Unless it's a Blu-ray, then it's $6. But if it's a PS3 game, it's, you know, that's in the same case and everything like that, it's freaking $2.39. I really don't get their pricing. But anyway, that's okay, because these are a good deal, I suppose. We got Sonic Classics Collection. It's a little water damaged, but it did come with the manual, and that's not that bad. Has the cartridge thing, and it has an orange stylus. So hey, it looks like a really, really used orange stylus. Probably. Oh, it's one of the. Oh, look at that. Does that. Amusement for hours. But anyway, yeah, we got Classics Collection, which, from what I remember, last time I played the Classic Collection, plays really, 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 really badly. But hey, it was $2.39, and now I have a complete copy, so I can get rid of my cartridge-only one. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and clear some space on the DS shelf. Next up, we managed to find another copy of New Super Mario Bros. Heck yeah! I'll always pick this up for $2.39. Now, is mine completely complete? That is the question. We'll find out here. Does it have the insert, and is it a different variant? Oh, it might be, actually. Because I think this one might be the launch version, and this one might be a second run version. Let's see if there's any difference on the cart. A2DE, NTR, NTR, okay, yeah. Those are the same. Are these different revision? Oh, yep, this is a different revision, so I guess this is going to go on the collection. Oh, and there's also another big difference here. I'm fascinated with, like, the different print runs of video games and different, you know, things about them. And apparently, I believe this is the earlier version, has a registered trademark, where the later version does not have a registered trademark and just has a established trademark. So yeah, kind of interesting there. But yeah. Another game for the collection, I guess. And next up, we have, last but not least, freaking Rhythm Heaven, complete and in great shape for the DS. And now I freaking love rhythm games, so this is one that I was definitely wanting to get. I was kind of looking at it on eBay along with Electroplankton, and this would probably be the one I'd fire on first, because Electroplankton is very expensive. So, you know, Rhythm Heaven! Woohoo! Tap into the rhythm. And it is, as I said, complete. Everything in here has everything that you'd think it would come with, I think. Does it have a little pamphlet? No, it doesn't. It just has the DS stuff. But I think the launch games... Well, this isn't a launch game, though. Huh. whatever. It's a Nintendo published game, and that's awesome. So yeah, the in the case and with manual DS game collection is really starting to grow. We've got to have like almost 20 games here. But yeah, that's all the pickups for this video. Next video, you're going to be seeing more pickups, including the ones down here right next to me. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Feel free to share this video with all your friends so they can all watch it. I'm going to do the obligatory beg for likes, comments, and subscribes because, yeah, I'm desperate. Please, I will like for like. Somebody needs to come up with a good thing, like, you know, that plays on that. But, anything else to say, really? Nope. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see y'all next time, and look forward to the next pickup video that should be airing in like 2 days. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. See y'all next time. I don't think I've said that enough yet. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Take it easy.